Okay, another part of Unit 5, Week 5 are the text feature. So something that's in the text that helps us to be able to read it better. And those are captions. We talked about this before, the captions that they put in the text. So we should always read those because they're put there to help us to be able to read. Okay, the genre is it's a nonfiction. So that means it's not fake, it's a true story. And we can also tell because we look at the pictures and we see real pictures of real people and real places. And it says, compare the text, read about a tiny building. So the name of the story is Small Joy. And the first caption says, tiny houses go where their owners go. Well, notice this house right here. I don't know if you can see well because of the lighting. The lighting in here doesn't seem to be very good. There we can see a little bit better. You can see that it is on wheels. So tiny houses go where their owners go, so they can pull this with them. So it says many people live in tiny houses. Tiny houses look small, but they feel big inside. This tiny house has 1 bedroom and 1 bathroom. Okay, at first when I saw the picture, it looked so small. It looked like a shed, and it looked like who could possibly live in there. But then as I read, I find out that it has a bedroom and a bathroom. So this would be more like a little apartment, a tiny apartment. And if they're going to take it where they go, they're not going to want to take a big house, are they? Okay, on the next page, we see Dee climbs a ladder to get to her bedroom. Okay, so where is her bedroom? Can you tell by looking at the picture? It looks up like it's up in the loft or up in the attic, and they've made a bedroom up there. So Dee climbs the ladder to get to her bedroom. So this gives us a little bit more detail about where the bedroom is and what the house is like. This caption says, this tiny kitchen has everything Dee needs. Okay, and we see that she lives in a very small place. It says, tiny houses do not take a long time to build. Tiny houses do not cost a lot. So those are 2 good things about having a tiny house. And tiny houses do not take up a lot of energy or materials. There's another good thing. They are good for the earth. Okay, what would you have in your tiny house? Okay, think about it. What would you put? Now, one of your science papers that you were doing was talking about what were essential things. What would be essential to have in a house? And one of the things was a bathtub. And we talked about, yeah, you need a bathtub. Another thing was a window. Do all houses need to have window? Well, we know that we need light. That light helps things to grow, and light is good for us. So if a house, you could build a house without a window, but you would have to make sure you went out a lot. Also, if you had open fire in the house, you would need to have a window to let the smoke out. It's good to be able to air out the house. Also, if you notice in some of the older programs that we've watched, like Little House on the Prairie, sometimes they had a window, place for a window, but they didn't have the glass yet, and so they'd have to put up a board or something until they were able to afford to have a glass. So different things could be essential, but a lot of things are things we have to make do not having. Just like we've talked about, a lot of people have had to learn to do a lot of things during this time that we've had to stay at home, and we're missing supplies, all the supplies that we need. So let's look at our red workbook. We're on page 269, and we're talking about captions. Captions give readers more information about a photo or a picture. Circle the caption that tells about the picture. This is a Newton bridge. This is Newton School. Okay, I said this is a, and I made a mistake. This is Newton Bridge. This is Newton School. Which one is that? Well, it's a bridge, isn't it? So we'll circle that. The next one. They are building a house. They are building a park. Well, that doesn't look like a park, does it? Even though there's a tree there. It looks more like a house, doesn't it? So we will circle that one. Whoops. Having a hard time today. Okay, this picture, it says this hard hat keeps them safe, or this tool belt helps them carry tools. Well, that doesn't look like a hat, does it? It looks more like a tool belt, and we see the buckle here. So that is a tool belt. So this tool belt helps them carry tools. Here, it says he is building a porch. He is putting on a roof. Well, if he's up on the ladder, you probably wouldn't be on the ladder to get on the porch. And I see a chimney up there, and chimney's not usually on the porch. And the porch, this is not flat, so a porch would be flat. So he is putting on a roof. Okay, the ship will travel far. The bus takes you home. Well, that's definitely a ship, not a bus. So the caption would be, the ship will travel far. And the last one, this small car goes fast. This tall crane lifts things. Well, it's not a car, because a car wouldn't have this part, would it? Wouldn't have the crane. So this would be, this tall crane lifts things. And this week when we're talking about building things, we would need a crane to build a lot of things, wouldn't we? Okay, and that is our lesson on captions.